Hello and welcome to Create Love Arts. My name is Sharon and we are going to work on the bean stitch. The bean stitch is very similar to a puff stitch, but not quite the same. I call them yarn over stitches because you do an awful lot of yarning over to create the effect that you see. I have a cute little sample here of I just made single crochets and then I graphed out a heart with the bean stitches. Now, they look the same, almost the same on both sides. So they are reversible, which is pretty fantastic for a lot of things. They are a raised textured stitch and they can catch on things. So one of the things I like to do is use an inline hook, which just means that the hook part and the shaft line up. They're inline. They tend to have a longer shaft base before your handle, and that's why I like using them, but they're not necessary. You can do this with any hook. You just might have to fiddle with it a little bit more. So the first thing I do to begin, I'm chaining an even number of stitches. I've only done 10 here because I'm going to edge it with a half double crochet on either side, just so that you can see the effect of the difference between the flat stitches and the bean stitch. They are fun little stitches. They are a little tricky, but they're not horrible. So to begin, I've chained 10, which will leave me 9 stitches at the end. I'm going to single crochet right down this row. And for single, in case you forgot, I work in the back bumps, by the way. You skip this bump and go straight into the next bump with your hook, yarn over and pull through. You have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through both. And then I'm just going to single crochet straight down here. I'll have 9 at the end. It's just my preferred number for doing this, but you chain as many as you need. They're considered I'm not sure if they're a single or a double stitch, how they're considered. I know that you can use them a lot in V stitches to make a little poofy flower, or just a little, just a little dot in the middle of a project. Sometimes they do them in different colors. I've chosen to use a variegated multicolor yarn because I think they're a little easier to see how this stitch works. But here I am at my last one. I should have 9 on my chain here when I'm done. Let me just double check. 2, 4, 6, 8, and 9. Okay, so now I'm going to turn my work, and here we go. Excuse me, I'm going to chain 1 after I turn. You don't count this as a stitch on this one anyway. Follow your pattern. If it says to count the chain, count the chain. If it says don't. So then I'm going to do a half double crochet. I'm going to yarn over, insert my hook into the first space there, the first stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop. I have 3 loops on my hook, 1, 2, 3, yarn over, and I'm going to pull through all 3 loops. Okay, that's my first half double. Now with the bean stitch, you skip every other stitch. So you don't bean stitch into every single crochet here. They'll get jammed up and then your count will be way off. So you skip the next stitch, skip that one. And for a bean stitch, what you're going to do is you're going to take your hook and put it straight into that next stitch. You're going to yarn over and pull up a loop. Okay, now you have 2 loops on your hook. Make sure that they're at the same height at this point. Okay, it will become important later. Then you yarn over, insert your stitch, insert into the stitch, yarn over, and pull up another loop. Okay, now you have 4 loops on your hook. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 were from the stitch, 2 were from the yarn over. Now you're going to yarn over one last time, insert your hook into the same stitch, yarn over, and pull up another loop. Now you should have 6 stitches on your hook. 2, 4, and 6, all right? You're going to keep them at the same length here. You want to pull up on your hook and leave your hook, the hook part, tipped up. Yarn over. And now when you yarn over, make sure that your hook is pointing down. It will help keep them in place and so they don't catch as much. You need to put a little pressure on this. You need to pull up on this and pull down on this just a little bit, okay? When you've yarned over, you're going to pull through all 6 of these loops, okay? And then you're going to do a chain 1. And that's what I mean by, I think they're counted as 2 separate stitches, the chain 1 and the bean, but it does depend on the pattern. So keep that in mind when you're looking this up on different things, okay? Then you're going to skip a stitch and go into this one. So we're going to go into the stitch. You're going to yarn over and pull up 1. Give it a little tug, yarn over, into the same stitch, pull up another one. That's 2. Yarn over, into the stitch, yarn over and pull through another one. You should have 6. 2, 4, 6. Give this a little pull up, give it a little pressure up, this a little pressure down. Yarn over, make sure your hook is pointed down, and keep that pressure until you get all through all 6 of those. And chain 1. That closes the stitch, by the way. The chain 1 keeps it tight and closed. So then skip a stitch and do it again. Insert your hook into the stitch you're going into. Yarn over and pull up a loop. There's our 2. Yarn over, insert again. Yarn over and pull up another loop. That's 3. Yarn over, into the stitch, yarn over and pull up. And there it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Yarn over, pull through all 6. Now see, I got caught there. Got to make sure that you're holding the base, or at least down here, and pull down while you pull up on this. And go straight through. Chain 1. Now I'm at the end of mine. At these, you skip skip the next, and then I'm going straight into that last stitch with a half double crochet again, just to border it out, because I don't really want bean stitches or bobbles or any of these big textured stitches on the edge, because then it makes it hard to border later. Now I'm going to turn my work. This is where people get tripped up, and you don't need to. It's a lot simpler than you think. So you chain 1 again. Again, I'm going to half double straight into that first stitch here. Okay. Now you can see where the chain 2 or the chain 1 space is. Okay. Right here. We're going to skip over that one. Okay. You see the little triangle this makes here between the chain and the next bobble? That's where we're going to work into. You're going to skip this one. That's going to be your skip stitch. And then you're going to work right into there. You're just going to put your hook right into that space. Yarn over and pull up a loop. Yarn over into the space. Yarn over, pull up another loop. Yarn over, back into the space. Yarn over and pull up another loop. Now give it a little tug this way. And a little adversity wouldn't hurt. Yarn over and pull through all 6 of those, and then chain 1. Okay. Now again, you see, if you pull it apart, you can see there's a space down here, but that's right next to this one. We want to use the one right here in this. You're going to see a stitch here. Very next one. It's the skip stitch that we're going to work into here. So you insert into that triangle space right here, little triangle. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over and pull through again, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over and pull through again. 6 loops on your hook, give it a tug, yarn over and pull through all 6, and chain 1 to close. That is it, my friends. That's how you make a bean stitch. And you can get going pretty fast with these. You just have to make sure that you're giving it tension. You need to pull down here and up here. Yarn over and pull through all 6, chain 1. Now I'm at the end. I'm going to go straight into that with a half double. So you just need to keep track of where you are. They come in pretty close together. They're a nice closed stitch for the most part, and they are reversible. You can see it on the other side. And again, I'm using multicolored mainly because I wanted to give you an idea of how it's supposed to look. So that's it. You just keep going with that. The biggest thing to remember is your tension. Pull down, pull up, and pull through. Oh, I can't even get a half double done here. And here I am giving advice. Sorry, y'all. So my half double, I skipped that space there because I've already used this. That would be my skipped space here. See, there's the triangle. You can see it right in there. That space in between the two is where you want to go. And that's it. Now, in different patterns, they are set up differently. And, you know, just follow the pattern. But bean stitch is one of my favorites because it's not too tricky because it's only 3 around. And some of the other ones are 5 or more, and that gets a little bit much sometimes to pull through. Chain 1, and then I'm just going to go right in here. And that's how we do it. So there it is. There is our little bean stitch pattern. I think I might have flipped that one around. And you'll see that one row goes this way, one row goes that way. So it ends up being a really neat looking textured stitch when you're all done. And that's that. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please like and subscribe. It really does help me out. And I also have a Facebook page at Create Love Arts, and you're welcome to follow me there for other tips and tricks. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks.